All right, so welcome, Americans. Today is an exciting day in the revolution. First things first. Make sure you guys are stretching a little bit. This tip is coming from yesterday. All the sitting and crouching and stuff. I'm working out, but I'm not doing proper stretches, so everything's getting a little too tight there. So. Make sure you're doing that stuff. Make sure you're getting some kind of stretching in. Running is good activity too. Limbers everything up. You gotta keep taking care of your body. The more you take care of your body, the more it'll take care of you and keep you running. That's really important. So. Current news. Facebook is still ramping up censorship, so I do expect the groups to potentially be shut down any day now. We have the website up and fully running. We have the super guy who's like getting everything like super tweaked. That guy at MyMilitia.com was super awesome. He got us way past what I asked him to help with. And got us huge progress on that. Also gave us free space on his server so we don't have any problems like we did with that first form in getting censored from outside companies. So super appreciative to him. If you guys are into Second Amendment rights, great group to support. So yeah, that's definitely happening. The censorship is continuing to increase with the claims of misleading information. Talking about our constitutional rights is misleading information. It's an amazing thing. Gotta love that. So here's some good misleading information for Facebook. Now this is Illinois. I know some governors are starting to lighten things up. They're talking about plans to release. Mississippi's doing pretty good. Texas is doing pretty good in that way. There's a couple other states. They're starting to lighten things up here, which is good. The problem is that it never should have been in the first place. And if May 1st they're not every state fully released, we still go. Illinois, for one, the Mayor Lightfoot specifically said today that this could go into June for us. Pritzker wouldn't specifically comment. He did mention about releasing potentially small regions here and there, or starting to lighten things there. But being one of the serious blue guys, I expect several others of the major Democratic governors to follow suit with that. The Republicans are going to lighten up a little sooner. They're going to get some criticism for that too, but we have to keep educating. Mike Esposito, Pennsylvania is May 8th at their thinking, right? And that was one of the things in Chicago they did. They said, so we were way off with that April 30th date. We were overestimating how well it would do, but at least until the end of May, possibly into June now. So yeah, I mean, expect that. That's what I've been saying from the beginning of this. It's boiling the frog. It's going to be doing it little by little by little. They're not going to extend the whole thing. People in Illinois are freaking out right now. Our numbers are going to double just from this alone, because people are realizing that, oh no, they keep extending it, and that enough's enough. That's going to be the general consensus, guys. We're going to get more and more people interested in this thing, especially as they're hearing about it. So it's just going to continue like that, and they're going to get pissed. They're getting to where we're not going to take it, and so that's kind of where that's going. As far as the state of the revolution, like I said, we're going to see numbers start to double the closer we get. I expect anybody who's holding off till April 30th, any state that is, that state is going to see overnight doubling of numbers. there will be people that you did not expect at all at these rallies. I mean, we're going to have, between now and then, numbers just increase exponentially. One of the other really, really cool things, so I had several good conversations today. I talked about him yesterday, Mark Garfield. God, I keep saying that. Barfield. Mark Barfield. Sorry, he put that in my mind to remember it, and now I keep making the slip of tongue. Anyway, I had a good conversation with him. He's actually the vice chair of the Libertarian Party in Florida, and then talked to the chair in Florida, and then they got me in contact with the head of the Libertarian Party in general. So we're working out potentially to have what is going on in Florida happen everywhere. But let me read a little bit from what the Libertarian Party in Florida put on their website and posted to their Facebook page, which reaches 33,000 libertarians in Florida. Let's see. The Libertarian Party of Florida endorses the American Revolution 2.0 March for Freedom and urges all libertarians to join with them in Tallahassee, May 1, to call for an immediate end to Governor Ron DeSantis' safer at home mandate. Growing numbers of organizations, along with state and local officials, are calling for an end to draconian shutdown, which threatens more lives than COVID-19. More and more Americans will go hungry soon if they no longer have a job to support themselves. Currency will become increasingly worthless as more is printed to provide welfare to more and more Americans. The AR 2.0 Florida rally will be held May 1 at noon on the steps of the state capitol. Actually, I got to correct that with him because that Florida is actually 2 o'clock. That was one of the few exceptions, and that was my fault. I mentioned that to the chair, but not to the vice chair who was writing this, I think. So that was my mistake. Okay. So anyway, Florida is 2 o'clock. Let's see. Similar AR 2.0 rallies will be held nationwide that day. For more information, visit their webpage or their Facebook page. This economic destruction needs to end immediately, says LPF Chairman Steve Nikela. The longer this goes on, the deeper our economy will collapse. Jobs lost, employers' doors shuttered, bank accounts emptied. None of that is helping. The longer this goes on, the deeper we get. What does work? Sensible adults going out about their lives. Those sensible adults take responsibility for their own health and the health of their loved ones while practicing safeguards from those who are irresponsible. Nikela said the LPF supports any call for the shutdown to end, but AR 2.0 stood out. What impressed us about AR 2.0 is their commitment to safe distancing, face masks, and other safeguards while raising their voices demanding for the state's economy to open up. We're excited to have the Libertarians join us, said AR 2.0 organizer Josh Ellis. What we really want people to get out of this is that more and more people are realizing that government is not going to take care of them. They need to stand up and take care of themselves. Libertarians believe adults can, and this is where the quote ends, libertarians believe adults can think for themselves even in a pandemic. Armed with information from their doctors, adults are free to protect themselves from the contagion or defy it. Equally informed adults know not everyone is as cautious as they are, so they know to safeguard themselves from those others. Only by having a healthy, thriving economy can Americans protect both their health and their livelihood. Since 1974, the Libertarian Party of Florida stands for peaceful personal freedom. The LPF believes society functions best when individuals are free to make choices, not governments. So, awesome freaking article there. They just put out to 33,000 libertarians in Florida who will be joining us now. I mean, unbelievable. And it's potentially going to happen in every single state like that. Crazy. You know, that's going to double our numbers again. You know, now we're looking at tripling. And then, like I said, I'm working with the United States for Medical Freedom group and the Freedom Angels to also come along to all of our state events. That's going to be, another doubling right there. This is cool. So you guys know I've done a couple of radio interviews and that TV interview. If you haven't seen them, they're on my page or on the YouTube. I post all of that there. Today I just did an interview with the Washington Times. So they said that article he's probably not going to be able to write it today just because he had a bunch of stuff to go over, but he's going to write it tomorrow, and it definitely is going into print. So very similar topics. I did talk about the Facebook censorship with him. I don't know exactly what the article is going to be, but they are a more conservative paper or whatever news source. So I don't expect it to be too slanted. So that national exposure right there. The Libertarian movement getting behind us. You know who some of the most famous Libertarians are, currently alive anyway, and in the media spotlight. Dave Rubin, we got Shapiro, a lot of these guys. So, the Libertarian Party supporting us. Now, those guys may come to me and ask for an interview. It's only going to triple and quadruple and just blow this thing up. It's incredible. We are combining so many freaking groups. Another big thing. So I got off the phone with the Dorr Brothers. One of the Dorr Brothers, not all three of them. Funniest guy. So he calls me up. I don't know who the number is, except I know he's supposed to be calling me. And this deep voice says, "Is this Josh Ellis?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "This is Mark Zuckerberg." I said, "It can't be Mark Zuckerberg. You got too deep a voice. He's got a girly voice." But it was one of the Dorr Brothers, and they as well. We sent them information, and he's gonna promote our stuff over there. So I mean, they have a big audience right now, especially because they got some notoriety with what they were doing. They're supporting earlier protests as well, but they're going to support ours. And I mean, I'm telling you that this is going to be like 100,000 people at these events. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be so unreal. The United States government has never seen this before. Ever. This many people gathered together at one time, standing up and saying, "We've had enough." Unfrickin' real. So that's the state of the revolution, guys. Nothing major, right? No big deal. A lot of people in the background helping on all of these things. I'm not the one making all of this happen. I mean, I'm working too, but we have an incredible team that is helping with all of this. And big shout out to all of you, Janae, Nick, Justin, Chris and Mario, both helping out a lot, just on national projects, and then state leaders. I mean, there's too many of you to mention all at once, but all of the state leaders who have stood up and said, I'm willing to take responsibility for my state. It's freaking unreal. Like, I thought it was a big undertaking to just start this thing. It's a big undertaking to jump on and say, I'm willing to take responsibility for a state, let alone even say I'm willing to help with a state. More people are jumping on board. We're getting emails left and right. I'm getting messages left and right with people like, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help? So, I mean, and we need it, because we want to make sure, if we have 100,000 people at a rally, all supporting this movement together, that we do have some control, some sanity, that we're able to do it and do it peacefully and do it, nicely. They did a fantastic job down at that protest down in Virginia. We want to be very similar. Guys, when you're there, be respectful of everybody. I do expect the police will be on our side by that point. And, I don't expect them to be fighting us. That's one thing I've constantly brought up, so that, cops are starting to get aware of what's going on. Hopefully you guys are doing the same to any police officers or police enforcement, law enforcement type of people you might know, family, friends, whatever. Bring that to their attention. This thing is going to be unreal. Unfreaking real. And like I said, we're going to keep it about America, not any one political party. And the reason being is we want to invite the moderates in with us, guys. We need them to come over. One thing I've noticed is guys like Dave Rubin, and other people, they start out on the left. But once they come over and try the Kool-Aid, it ain't that bad, I'm just saying, we make a mean grape Kool-Aid. And they keep coming back, and it's not killing anybody. Go figure. Just to hit that reference completely. But, the amazing thing is they find out, it's not poisonous. We're not evil. We tend to be sensible, smart people. But they've been programmed, and taught to think that we're horrible and we're just bad people. We got to make it easy for them to come over and see that we're not. And that's what this is about. I'm not, I've never classified myself as a Republican. Quite frankly, I classify myself as a constitutionalist that happens to fall in the Republican Party currently, and has for a little bit. That's where I stand on things. But that's neither here nor there. And, we need to put aside these parties. And I put out a meme before. It said it's not about Republican and Democrat. It's about tyranny versus, I think it was freedom, tyranny versus freedom. And that's what we're fighting for right now. Is we're fighting for everybody's freedom, even those who call us idiots for doing it. That's the funny part is, they think we're dumb for fighting for their rights, because we're not just fighting for our own. I mean, that is a major part of it. We're fighting for their rights too, and they don't get it, and they may never get it. The history books sure in the hell will. That's going to be the greatest thing. God, imagine the stories you're going to be able to tell your grandkids, kids, grandkids, whatever, depending on your age, about what difference you made in this country at this point in time. That blows my mind. Not only this country, but guys, we could actually lead a revolution throughout the world. A lot of countries, Janae is in a different country right now, and she has to follow the laws of that country. And they are 10 times stricter than we are here in the U.S. If we set the right example, we can change what they're doing too. The impact of what we're doing, and if we push this thing into constitutional rights for people, they could end up accepting something like a constitution for their people as well, for countries that haven't. Some countries have it. Some of them are different than ours. Some of them are similar. But the ones that are dissimilar, we could help impact those countries significantly. And like this movement and this statement we're making right here is such a big one that it will impact and change the world, guys. I just want you to understand for a minute what you're involved in and what you're doing. It's freaking unreal. It blows my mind. So enough of that. I just getting off on that part for a little minute. But I want to talk real quick tactics, right? So the website is up and running. It's rolling right now. We're working on getting the contact form so that you can enter your name, address, cell phone if you want to, and state. Right now, all it is just enter your email address, so at least we can stay up to date and in communication with you. You need to get everybody onto that. Promote that website like crazy. It's American Revolution, the number 2.org. .org. Okay, push that out absolutely everywhere. You want to make sure that goes out in any way you can. Put whatever you want on there, and then throw that in a post. Throw it on Twitter, throw it on Instagram, throw it on all of the social media platforms you're on. I know there's a ton of them. Those are just the main ones. And we have to get that word out there because, we're going to get shut down and we're prepared. But these other organizations are not prepared and their people aren't going to know what to do. So we may end up actually helping them and creating pages for them to inform their people as they get shut down. I don't know how that's going to go. I've been reached by several different places about this, but I do want to make sure 100% this May 1st one is off the charts. And I'm working and everybody in the team is working diligently all the time. Like some of us are pulling 20-hour days. I know it's more than just me too. So I appreciate that, but yeah, we're looking to make this thing huge. So that's the tactic, guys. Push that website, push the YouTube hard to as many people as you can. We're over 600 subscribers on YouTube. We need to hit the 1,000 before I can customize some functions and give you a little easier link to that. So the website has the link, has the jump to that as well. The website's going to continue to keep improving. This other guy by the name of Josh, he's phenomenal with it, and he's gonna be going nuts. So right now, that is the tactic. Push out the website like crazy. AmericanRevolution2.org. Everything you can, right? All right. So yesterday I kind of skipped this. I'll go back and we'll just do some comments real quick. I want to take what I can. Let's see. Samuel Adam Raymer. Need help raising numbers in South Dakota. Not seeing any progress, and I've been putting the word out in every group I'm involved in. Samuel, actually, one of our guys, Justin, he'll be reaching out to you. He has been doing phenomenal work. He's working with all of the state leaders to help with that. Get things in place so that everybody's rolling. I knew he was going to be good, but I didn't know how good he was going to be, and he's just amazing. So he's going to be reaching out to each of the state leaders to help you guys build your teams, and so we can really make this thing explode even more organically, besides all the other national attention we're doing. So you're going to see it, man. He will get in contact with you. We're getting volunteers to help in every state right now. Just as this thing is growing, people are blasting messages. And I mean, that's a good point, Timmy Downs. Just be posting everywhere all the time. Change the name of the file every once in a while so they don't catch on to it. But yeah, I mean, what I did to start this whole thing, there was nobody but me and a meme when I started it. I started by throwing it up in every group I could get part of that had similar ideas. The medical freedom groups. The Second Amendment groups, there's usually an NRA chapter in every state. There's usually a bunch for each big city. You want to hit up Libertarian groups. That's where we're already going there, and we've continued that plan. And then Tea Party groups. I did that, and we got pretty decent numbers. I was doing it when it was still unpopular. A week and a half ago, when people were still arguing that, we're ridiculous. More and more people are changing their mind. It's going to get easier. So, just keep doing that. And, and then the other thing too, if you find, like what I was doing was I would post, other stuff as well on my page. Like there was one, the Ron Paul article that ended up getting shared with I'm a constitutional lawyer from the Ron Paul Institute. That got shared like 600 freaking times. So as soon as that blew up, I started putting the meme in there and then putting the link to the page as we did it. And that we ended up with like almost 5,000 people just in there before we started splitting up into the state groups. And then since then, it's even exploded more. So let's see. All right. Julie Watkins in Arizona, Governor Ducey, I may be pronouncing that wrong, hasn't addressed the public in a week. People are getting angry here. Yeah, and that's, honestly, that might be because they're planning on extending. I thought I thought Arizona. I mean, Arizona is a pretty red state. I don't remember whether your governor is red or blue. I suppose it doesn't matter, but yeah. Arizona is where my son lived for quite a while. I've got some friends down there, and he's got some friends down there. So he's out in San Diego right now. But yeah, so we're gonna get that going. Unfortunately, his friends right now can't join the protest. They're in the Marines. I know 100% they all would if they could get off that day. Let's see. Ray McLean, the Great Lord Northman of Virginia, is lighting up things for him and family up. For him and family. Ugh, excuse me, guys. Sorry. Let's see. Jessica Sheldon, Brown has closed state parks and other things through September. Holy Jesus, in Oregon. People are protesting at the Governor Mansion Saturday. Yeah. I mean, we've got similar situation from what I heard out in New Jersey. They closed all the parks. They're actually that was the other thing with Chicago or with Illinois. So New Jersey has started mandating masks as well. Pritzker's talking about doing it in Illinois. Also, this is getting ridiculous, man. I mean, if they can tell you whether you have to wear a mask or not and don't let you decide that for yourself, well, can they tell you what pants to wear? Like, come on. This is getting dumb, man. Jonathan White, thank you for the shout out. Good evening. Let's see. Freedom Angels, from More Love. Yep, those ladies are awesome. Let's see. Look at all, Jaira, look at all the impact we can do when we band together for a greater good. Thank you, everyone. Yes. Yeah, seriously, thank everybody. Like I said, we built an amazing team, and they are doing phenomenal things. All of them. There's no way I'd be anywhere near where we're at right now by myself. So, like I said, I'm helping to organize. Actually, I'm not even doing that much organizing anymore. Janae is phenomenal, man. She is helping to organize stuff. Unreal. I'm just on the phone trying to talk to all these different people, so it's phenomenal. And Nick is finding us tons of people and tons of connections to talk to. Other people are contributing. Some people are reaching out and just saying, hey, I want to talk to somebody. They're forwarding it on. It's a huge group effort. From the bottom up. And if you're not on a team right now, by the way, if you're not on a team right now, but you want to help, like city and county leaders is not that much responsibility. Like the state leader is going to be the one helping to run the team on the protest. And you may or may not be part of that. Being like a city or county leader is not part of that. All it is right now is just about promoting, just getting the word out in your area. So if you're interested in helping with that, send a message on the group page or whatever. Send a comment. Just tag Janae in there, or Justin, and they'll get you popped up. If in your state group is the best place to do it, pop a message in there or a comment in there, tag one of the admins, and just say, I want to help. They will get you on a team. There is lots of stuff to do, lots of help to give, and we could use. So, like I said, we want to make this 100,000 plus per state. It's going to be off the charts. Raymond Rosenberry, you can't have an economy that is only government jobs, media jobs, and medical jobs. All jobs should be essential. And all jobs are. That's the ridiculous part. The economy doesn't work without all the jobs. It doesn't. Let's see. Jara, have you dealt with any negative backlash from anyone? How do you suggest handling that? Yes, I have. With this, I'm getting a lot more trolls on my page. So what I talk to them logically. If I see that they're not being logical and just being stupid, and especially if they start throwing insults, I block them and delete the post, quite frankly. I have no problem leaving up sensible discussions and debates on the issues if they want to have them. But if you're just going to be an asshat and you just want to insult and build straw man arguments, see ya. I don't need you. get out of here. You're not doing anything. You're clearly acting from a place of fear, and there's no reason to be afraid. Just see ya. Let's see. More love. Yup, it's going to be awesome. Yep. Let's see. Timmy Downs, Mississippi, May 1st at the Capitol Building, Jackson, Mississippi, 12 noon. That's right. Let's see. Monique Maylette, thank you to everyone that is helping. Yeah, Monique's been following along with this and helping along, sharing stuff pretty much since I think the first meme went out. So, huge thanks to you. You spreading the word all the time. And I don't even, are you in the U.S. right now? I don't remember. I know you're not from the U.S. if I recall. More love, Hawaii Capitol Building. That's right, Hawaii Capitol Building at noon. Jody Hamilton, Oyeda, Central Oregon. More love, Honolulu, May 1 at noon. Les Lutz, thanks for joining, man. I know you got late. Hopefully you can pick up the little bit you missed before this. Timmy Downs, everyone please post your state's location and time with date of your peace rally. Yeah, along with a link to your group page for now, so that anybody watching this ends up there. That would be fantastic. Let's see. Brandy Lynn Graber got a great message yesterday about Albany rally. 10 to 14 police attending as citizens, and was told there will be no arrests. Yes, that is what we're looking for. And that's why I'm spreading the word right now to police as much as I can, even in the Washington Times. Like, guys, these are unconstitutional mandates. If you are enforcing that, then you are breaking the law. We do not want you to do that. You making sure people are protected and safe, making sure we're not blocking entrances and exits. Understood. That needs to not happen. We're already going to be on top of trying to make sure that doesn't happen. That's a safety hazard. Making sure that we're not blocking streets. That's a safety hazard. All of these things, we want to take the precautions. They're going to help us, and we want them to be friendly. And that's really where we want this to go. So, we want them on our side, with this, you never know. There could be somebody stupid at one of these things. And yeah, them on our side ends that 10 times quicker. I have a lot of family in law enforcement. One of my uncles was a sheriff for a long time in Washington State. Actually one of his sons was on the police force for a long time. Long military history background there as well through my family. So, all kinds of law type enforcement guys in there. So, they're not the enemy. I've had my sordid past in my younger years with police officers, but yeah, I know they're not out. Most of them are not out for doing bad things. They are just trying to keep the peace, keep things calm, and we got to remember that. That's what this is. This is a peaceful expression of what's going on, and at the extreme level we're going for, we will not be ignored. Like 5 million people at one time, guys, and potentially more. Like, as more of these groups and we get more national attention, that's why I set the date out so long. And that was what happened. Like, I was one of the first ones to announce this was happening. We started putting this together before a single other protest happened, and all these other ones started popping off. I don't know if they were doing it at the same time or whatever, but we set it for the long run to be one gigantic deal, and already said all this stuff up front that they're failing on. They basically were doing all the wrong stuff and sending the wrong messages. Well, now it's all coming around, and we're going to have this ginormous thing. They will have already built up momentum and helped us. We've helped them. So they'll hopefully come to May 1st as well. That's a whole nother group of people. I mean, we potentially could have just like crazy numbers on this thing. It's freaking real. And you need to be able to be reaching out into every community, because that's one of the things, like this doesn't just affect one nationality or one cultural background or anything like this. This is affecting everybody right now. Like I said before, this is a time to come together huge as a nation. And political wise, I would love to see, people in Biden hats and people in MAGA hats standing next to each other, arm in arm for this. That ain't going to happen. So we want to make sure we don't make it political. But that would be the only other way to make it non-political, is if we had an equal showing. But so we're going to leave that out. So. Let's see. Jody Hamilton Ojeda, right or left, we are all losing a lot. Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't matter what nationality, what your beliefs are, what religion, all of it. Everybody's losing right now, and that's the crazy thing. Make it about the founding fathers, their dream for this country, because they weren't even able to successfully achieve that. We have, for the first time ever, the chance with this to achieve the dream that the founding fathers had for us. It's unfreaking real. Crazy. Let's see. There are at least 13 different rallies the same day, time, and place here in New York. Our hands are full on the control end of it. Yeah, and we're going to have a lot of help, and that's part of what Justin's going to be working with on Fee Sherman. She's one of the leaders out in New York. Justin is going to be helping in building the team, in getting the event, the actual protest team together with you, and getting that all together. We're also going to have help from some of these other groups in keeping things coordinated and keeping them safe. And like I said, hopefully we'll also have the police helping out at the same time. Let's see. Corey McCabier, sorry. Do you have an estimate of how many will be in Albany? Like I said, we're shooting for in the 100,000 range for every single state. Seriously. It's going to be crazy. Like New York, imagine what the Libertarian thing holds there, in comparison to Florida. It's going to be equal or incredibly higher. So we've got that, the medical freedom, people that huge in New York, New Jersey. They're probably, a lot of these groups are going to show up in huge quantities in these areas. It's going to be unfreaking real. And like I said, as people get tighter and tighter to this, the numbers are going to double. The Second Amendment guys are going to get on board with this, and they already are in big numbers. From a couple of these connections. It's going to continue to grow, and I seriously predict 100,000 per event. Honestly, that's really what we're working towards as a goal, and what I see happening, even if we were to let off the gas pedal right now. So, let's see. Ray McLean, we need a lawyer for every state. Some of these governors need to go. So one of the guys that we're working with down in New Mexico, Tom Leland Taylor, he has already started a federal level lawsuit on this that would apply towards every single governor. Check out, it's the Albuquerque Tea Party. Check them out. Cool stuff he's doing down there. He's helping down in that area to spread the word as much as he can. He was one of the first guys to file a lawsuit against a governor on this. Like, it made big news. The article is actually on my page. You got to scroll down a bit now, but it's still on there. So check him out. He's doing great stuff on that. And it's something that would apply to everybody. And actually, he was telling me, he was talking to one of the chief justices, and he let them know that they're delaying this because of the lockdowns, because that's what's going on. They're locked down too. So court's closed. he said, "Well, you're locking me down, or you're being on lockdown and not hearing my case right now. Actually, gives validity to the disease, and then therefore." Puts an immediate bias on it. So, I mean, he's got interesting arguments with that thing, and he is doing something legally with it. So, stay tuned for what'll end up turning about with that. I think it'll be amazing. Let's see. Yeah, Ray McLean. Honestly, I had reached out to a couple similar groups to the ACLU. I did try the ACLU early on. That is a group we should definitely try again. I'm going to send a message to Nick to see if he can reach out there. Any other great ideas like that, pass them along. We want to reach out to every community as much as possible. There's no reason that we're not, and I know they do a ton of good work. There should be so many more groups on here. Like that was one of the things I was talking to some of these guys about the NRA. Why isn't the NRA backing this thing? Like, why aren't they involved? And somebody was telling me, basically like they're just not interested. If they can't really get new members out of it, they're not interested in it. So that's the only reason they'd be interested in something like this. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard Gun Owners of America is actually a much better organization than the NRA. So I don't know what your feelings are on it, but if you happen to be a member of one or the other, reach out. Definitely, I'm trying to reach out to Gun Owners of America myself, but hearing from multiple people definitely does a lot more. So, that's kind of where we're going with that. Chad, thank you for the link there for MyMilitia.com. Yeah, a great place, especially if you're, if you happen to be one of the people who most of us I think are for Second Amendment rights. Check that out. They're good stuff, lots of information and good connections in there that you can meet other people that believe the same thing. Let's see. Mike Esposito, New Jersey is deploying drones in Elizabeth. Yep, Pennsylvania is mandating masks too. Yeah, it's crazy. This stuff is getting disgusting with these guys. No, nobody has filed a lawsuit against JB, surprisingly. California, several groups have now. I know there was one just on the churches. A bunch of churches got together and are suing. But here's the big problem right now is, it's cool, you sue that governor. That governor is basically immune, and they can't be punished. So who's going to get punished? You win, or a group of Americans wins a lawsuit against a state, right? They win a lawsuit for $10 million. Where do you think that $10 million comes from? Taxpayers. Other taxpayers. It comes out of my pocket and your pocket. We're paying ourselves. So even that is a shame. And that's what I wanted to mention tonight. Phase 2 for the American Revolution 2.0. Like I said, this is a long-term battle. I got 2 targets right now. I want a federal law that it is a severely punished crime for any official in government to violate the constitutional rights of anybody that is under their care or representation. I want to get that passed because right now a lot of them have like extreme immunity. So what's in it for them? Who cares? It's not a crime essentially because there's no punishment. It can't be a crime if there's no punishment. So I want to make sure that law gets passed and we end this garbage. And I will need everybody's support for that. Second thing, I'm going after Facebook because they are censoring. So interesting little bit of history. There was a law passed in the 90s that gives companies like Google, Yelp, Facebook, whatnot, and immunity for anything that's posted on their sites. So, if somebody posts, say, sex trafficking or hate speech, the internet company that has it on there can't be held liable because they don't censor. That was the deal, right? They don't evaluate the data that's on their site, so they can't know about it. They can't be held liable. Well, if you're censoring like this, then no, You absolutely are liable for everything on your site, because you're going to tell me, Zuckerberg, you're going to remove my page that's talking about constitutional rights. We're talking about masks. We're talking about using social distancing, but you're going to leave up a Nazi site that's promoting hate speech. No. They've been up since 2011. You had 9 years to censor them, and you're not going to do it. Nope. Dude, you're violating the rights and the free speech, and you're no longer protected, man. We're coming after your ass. All right. Sorry. Yeah, get a little excited there. That's battle 2 and 3. That's where we're going with this thing. Let's see. Tina Marie Stevens, they'll start telling you to wear a patch pin to your shirt, or, an armband, or, who knows? Who knows what they'll start saying. Gina Marie, welcome. We're just wrapping up here. Jason Brosius, they're fining people in Pennsylvania, and the farmers have to wear a mask. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Jesus. Mike Hall, if these governors and mayors double down, as I suspect do, we just reopen our businesses anyway. I think we should tell them all, or allow us to reopen by a certain date. Otherwise, we the people will just do it ourselves. Well, actually, that's one of the things, especially for Illinois, because I'm more familiar with the specifics of all of Illinois law in regards to this than I am with each individual state. I do know the U.S. Constitution and the violations thereof. So I got that, and I do know a little bit about some of the states, but Illinois specifically, the 30 days ended on April 7th. So right now we're all actually free. And what I'm calling for is, after this march on May 1st, we're all just going back to business and operating as normal. That we're going to ignore his ass, and especially if we have the police on our side, we're just going to ignore him. And you know what? Little JB can go do his thing, and we're not listening. You have no power, because it's unconstitutional. It breaks the law, man. So yeah, we're just going to ignore his ass. That's where I'm going. After May 1st, I want to make sure this message gets sent, and then May 1st, yeah, definitely down. I don't recommend it before there, because if we do it before we send the message, you could actually end up, fined or whatever. And if you're okay with that, you do your thing. I won't tell you not to, but I would recommend not. Let's see. Mike Hall again, Kansas City mayor, told us to call them if you see your neighbors doing anything, anything in big groups, etc. And also if your boss is staying open. I know, I think it's called Big Boy Toys here in Illinois. They got, I'm pretty sure they got ratted out, and were forced to close down. A buddy of mine sent me the video, Kent Jones over at 21.6 The Net, and sent me the video of that, and it was crazy stuff. Forcing somebody out of their business, and because he works on I think he works on four-wheelers, stuff like that, motorcycles, repair shop, not a dealer, right? And I mean, maybe they're a dealer as well. I wasn't able to check that much, but yeah, they were told they're non-essential. While, a Harley dealership, they're okay. They're fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a Harley. I need the Harley shop open so I can go get my bike out, because the weather's getting nice. But let's see. All right. What else do we got here? We're going to get ready to wrap up. Oh, Corey, good. You sent. You're connecting up with Fee. That's awesome. Yeah, and I mean, the problem right now is with the lawyers. This is from Jody Hamilton Ojeda. Yes, I want a lawyer in Oregon. I hope I pronounced that right this time. Been wondering about the lawsuit thing. Good to know. Yeah, I mean, the problem is you're suing yourself and your neighbor when you sue them, and that's a real problem. We need to get that fixed, and we need to get a law placed that stops that crap. You should be personally, financially responsible for that in some way. Liberty Counsel, yes, I did reach out. I also talked to, I think it was you, Binky Brandt, who sent me your teacher. I think it was you, who's a big constitutional lawyer. I was talking to her. Yeah, Yeah, we got a lot of feelers going out there trying to get a hold of people that can help with this, just in case anything happens. Like I said, we're trying to prevent it with getting the police on board with us. So that is a key element here. Many several sheriffs have said they're not going to enforce it anyway. It's a nonsense thing, and they already realized that. Let's see. Mike Esposito. Mike, do me a favor. Send that over to Nick. I think you know who I'm talking about. If not, message me with it. And if you don't know who Nick is, then I'll get it to Nick. But he said, I suggest people try and reach out to YouTuber Colin Noir. I love his stuff. He's super great. He's a big 2A guy, and I believe he's mentioned he's a lawyer. Oh, I didn't know he was a lawyer. That's freaking phenomenal. All right, what else we got? Yeah, Zuckerberg needs to go down, and he needs to be removed from the anonymity that he's got. That is a definite Corey McCaber. Let's see. Oh, Michelle Laguerre. I just reached out to a good friend in a police motorcycle group to join us in each of their respective states. Oh, that's another thing, guys. Like, we don't want biker gangs necessarily. Like, if they're cool, if they're peaceful, that's fine. Like, Hell's Angels might be the wrong impression for this. But any bikers you know, chances are they're on board with this. Reach out to any biker clubs, any biker groups. Those are. I would love to have those guys there. I'm a motorcycle enthusiast. I used to run crotch rockets back in the day. I'm a little older. I got to be a little more responsible. I need something that doesn't go 200 some odd miles an hour. So I have a Harley. I love my Harley. That thing is loud as hell. Anyway, so yeah, we need to reach out to some of those guys too. So if you have anybody, friends, family, whatever, get them involved. And police, law enforcement, definitely is a must. So we gotta reach out to them. So final thing, I did a post a little bit earlier. I want to just give you guys this little anthem here. For inspiration. So rock out for a minute. All right, peace out. Let's kill this revolution. Let's really knock this thing out. It's gonna be fun, freaking amazing. Here you go.
to